Yes, hello and welcome on Into Live Sports here for our FM22 beta save with Liverpool. If you aren't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss an episode of this. And if you missed the last episode, go and check it out. We played up against Man City and Burnley at the start of December. 2 good wins there. And since then, we are unbeaten. We actually went the whole of November and the whole of December winning every single game, but we've drawn the most recent few games at the start of January. So we're doing pretty well. I'll talk you through the results. We had our last game in the Champions League group stage up against Atletico Madrid. We won that one 4-1 thanks to goals from Gomez, Henderson and a double from Salah. It means that we topped that group there. 20 goals scored, 2 against and 16 points. We just had a draw up against Benfica. Was the only smudge on our form, our record. That's what I'm looking for in that Champions League group. And as you can see from the bottom of the screen, which we'll see in a future episode, we do play up against PSG in the first knockout round, so that's going to be very difficult indeed. We'll get to that, as I say, in a future episode. We followed up that win against Atletico with a rotated side playing up against Norwich. We won 1-0. We then played Crystal Palace, scoring 4 goals, even though Milner got sent off at the end of the game. Van Dijk, Milner, Perisic and Origi scoring the goals in that one. Leicester City were our next opponents. We won that one 1-0. And then we played Arsenal in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. And that was a 6-2 victory. A hat-trick for Salah, a goal for Suarez and 2 from Oxlade-Chamberlain in that game. We then had another high-scoring affair. You can see we've been very good defensively throughout the whole time. So we conceded 2 goals, and then we conceded 3 goals when we played West Ham. 2 of them were very late on in the game, though. We won that one 5-3. Fabinho, Origi, Henderson, Suarez and Perisic in that one. We then played Brentford, a 3-0 victory thanks to goals from defenders in this one. The 2 fullbacks in the game scoring lots of goals. Joe Gomez getting 2 of them and Andy Robertson getting 1. We then started January with a 1-1 draw against Leeds. It was very disappointing indeed. Perisic got the goal for us in that one. And then our most recent game was the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, which we drew 0-0 away to Manchester United. And today we will get to play the second leg of that in our second game. But first of all, we get to play Arsenal again in the FA Cup third round. I did say I wasn't quite sure when we're going to come back and show you games. Well, because we got through in all these cup competitions, specifically the Carabao Cup, I kind of moved some of the fixtures about, and it means that we get to play the second leg of that Carabao Cup semi-final, but also we'll play the FA Cup third round today. So 2 cup games. You can see we played Arsenal just a couple of weeks ago. We beat them 6-2 in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. We play them today in the FA Cup third round, and then next week we'll be playing them in the Premier League. So we'll be having 3 games against Arsenal in the space of a month. You'll get to see this one, as I say, in the third round of the FA Cup, and then up against Man United in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. This is the way the league table looks at the moment. We're 5 points clear of Man United, who are a point ahead of City, and then it's Arsenal actually now up into 4th on 35 points. So it's, as I said, for a long time, 3-horse race, ourselves and the 2 Manchester clubs. Certainly we're going to be the ones competing to see who gets to win this league title. So some things on the transfer front to talk about. Firstly, I'll talk though about the fact that Sadio Mane and Mo Salah are away at the Africa Cup of Nations. And you'll realise I've not said Naby Keita, and that's because Naby Keita is no longer with the club. Naby Keita has been sold to Juventus for £55 million. It'll eventually reach after add-ons and things like that. He wasn't really paying a lot for us. You know, he was a bit of a bit part player. You can see the number of games he played was only 11. He only started, 10 league games this season, which is only half the games. He didn't really play too much in Europe. He was only a 6.7 average rate, and he wasn't really playing that well. So we have taken a bit of a loss on him after we signed from Leipzig, but it says 36 million, but it goes up to 55, including add-ons, so we could have made a little bit of profit on him. But basically, goodbye Naby Keita. And one of the reasons we were going to get rid of Naby Keita was because we were in for Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, he's going to be leaving PSG at the end of this season, so a lot of teams were trying to get him on the cheap in January. We were one of the front runners for it. We'd accepted a transfer offer for him with the money that we're going to get from Keita. We offered him a contract. Unfortunately, he has chosen to join Bayern Munich, which means we don't get MBAPPE. We were going to buy him in January, but he signed a pre-contract with Bayern to take them on a free at the end of his contract to PSG, which is very annoying. I thought we could maybe have had Mbappe to go alongside Salah and Mane, but unfortunately not. We don't have Mbappe. Another player who's likely on the way out is Divock Origi. £18 million a deal has been agreed at the moment. He's only played 4 times for us this season. He's really not playing a lot. He's complaining he's not playing. So we have had some offers in for him. As you can see here, PSG have offered £18 million for him, and it looks like he's going to be going away there. So there may be some ins at some point, but you'll probably find out about them in a future episode. So as I say, we're kind of struggling in that attacking bit of the field now because we don't have Sane, and we don't have we don't have Mane, and we don't have Salah, which means I'm fairly glad I've brought in Ivan Perisic to be one of the folk in there. So Suarez is still going to lead the line, but we're going to have slightly Jota and Perisic for the foreseeable future are going to be playing on those wide areas because they're away for the next month to the Africa Cup of Nations. But I say, let's get into the 2 games today. The first one being the FA Cup third round, which is a tough game up against Premier Division Arsenal. And this is a team that we are going to be going with into this game. Alisson in goal, Matip and Van Dijk at the back, Trent and Robertson at full back, Fabinho on behind Henderson and Thiago, and Jota playing on the right, Perisic on the left, and Suarez playing up front. 15 goals for Suarez so far this season. Let's see if he can add to his total in this game. So here we are playing in red, Arsenal playing in their yellow, and as I say, we did beat them 6-2 the last time, so hopefully it could be a similar result today. Matip's going to have to come off. We'll need to bring on Joe Gomez for him. Matip's got himself injured early on, which is not ideal. You can see actually it's a very similar team to played against us the last time. Xhaka alongside Odegaard in midfield. Xhaka sits a lot deeper and Odegaard kind of moves a bit further forward, which means hopefully Thiago and Henderson can take advantage of that. And we've got a headed goal from a corner there. Robertson into Gomez at the front post. In off the underside of the bar. Saying this corner tactic is the way to go. You swing the ball into the front post to where your tall guys are, and they get their head on it, just off the inside of the bar there, and we are up 1-0. Yeah, as I was saying, Odegaard kind of moves forward from central midfield more into attacking midfield role, so we can hopefully isolate Xhaka with Suarez dropping deep and the 2 central midfielders pushing on there. But Diogo Jota's got the ball on the right-hand side here. He's going to swing this ball into the box. He does, back to Trent, and Trent has the ball, swings it into the back post. Perisic tries to get the head on it, but Tomiyasu gets it instead. And Robertson goes down left-hand side. He'll cross this in towards Suarez. It's grabbed onto by Ramsdale. So Ramsdale and Leno, both 2 very good goalkeepers for Arsenal here. The ball launched long. Gomez wins it though. Trent back to Gomez. And this could be a chance for us now. Jota with it, finds Suarez. And Fabinho, and it's through to Thiago. He's through in goal. Can he finish this? No, he can't. He hits it straight at Ramsdale. And it's tipped over the bar. We're getting towards half time here. There's just a couple of minutes added time to go, and we've got a throw on the left hand side. Robertson to Henderson and Fabinho to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's nearly tucked in by Jota there, but it's cleared away. Overloading the middle with Trent Alexander-Arnold playing as that inverted wing back, I think is really working quite well here. It adds an extra midfielder. Even if Fabinho drops back, it means you've still got 3 in the midfield, and it overwhelms a lot of teams. Oh my goodness me. What a goal from Diogo Jota. Just as I was talking about the way the tactics work. He's hit an absolute thunderous strike. And the goal has been awarded. I was worried they were going to rule that out for offside. Oh my God, what a goal. Van Dijk here comes forward. He plays the ball into Jota, who thrashes that into the goal. No chance for Aaron Ramsdale there. And we're leading 2-0. Sorry, there's a nearly yawn there. It's a well-timed run from Jota. And he thrashes that into the goal. No chance at all for Ramsdale. And we lead 2-0 at half-time. What a goal, Jota. The defence being really involved in the goal so far. Robertson and Gomez for the first one, and Van Dijk involved in the second one. Just shows how good, or how important it is to have a really good, solid defence who are also capable being on the ball and going forwards as well. Look at that. Even Perisic has got himself injured, so we'll bring on Bobby Firmino to play on that left-hand side here. 2 injuries, which is not good. Seems we've already lost a couple of players. Thanks to the Africa Cup of Nations. We'll also bring off Trent and bring on James Milner for him in that right back position. Hopefully we'll be able to hang on for the next 20 minutes without some of our important players on the field of play. But this second half has been very boring indeed. Not seen a thing. Here's the first highlight of it, I think. Maitland-Niles with it in toward Lacazette, and he's headed that wide. That was poor defending for Van Dijk, not tracking his man. Robertson had to come in and cover for him. But we've just about got away with it. Rob Holding throws that into Saka, and Holding swings the ball in toward Tomiyasu at the back post, and Lacazette heads that in, his 12th goal of the season. And maybe Arsenal are going to be trying to come back into this game. It's now 2-1. Hopefully we can hold on for the last couple of minutes of added time here. It looks like we have indeed just about held on. We went 2-1, are through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Not the best performance I've ever seen from us, but we just about held on. The defence played well, and we've won that game 2-1. It sets us up quite nicely in preparation for our game up against Man United, the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Joel Matip's out for 7 days. Thiago's out for 3 days. Perisic is out for 3 days. I tell you what, they might not be back in time for this game against Man United. It could be a very rotated side in that game. We'll see for that one in just a minute. Yes, here we are back for the game up against Man United, the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. And as you can see from the right hand side, well, you can, it's just behind my head. There's a lot of people who are currently injured, ineligible, suspended, struggling with fitness. You'll also notice as well I currently have Moussa Dembele in on trial. His contract's run out at his Chinese club, and I thought he might still be alright. He's got some nice stats, but star ratings aren't particularly good. I'll see exactly how much I want to keep him here. We'll find out if he stays. So I'll tell you that in the next episode. You'll find out. That's something to look forward to. But yeah, it's still Mane and Salah with the Africa Cup of Nations. Perisic and Thiago struggling for fitness. Robertson suspended. Joe Matip's injured. So we don't really have too much choice in terms of who we have to play today. So this is the team that's hopefully going to go and beat Man United to get us to the Carabao Cup final. And that's Alisson in goal, Konate and Van Dijk at centre-back, Trent on the right and Tsimikas on the left, Henderson in that half-back role with Milner and Curtis Jones ahead of him, Origi, who's possibly going to be playing his last game before he goes to PSG, on the left-hand side, Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right, and Suarez up front. The bench has got Gomez, Dani Alves, who's finally back. I don't know if you've noticed if he was in the squad last time. I can't remember. But he's back. He's finished his sabbatical, so he can now be there as our backup right-back option for Trent, which is good. Means that James Milner can play in his midfield role for the rest of the season. Fabinho, Diogo Jota, Harvey Elliott and Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino's still not scored a goal yet this season, which is not great for a striker. Thank goodness we brought in Luis Suarez, who scored 15 so far. Let's get into it. Having a look at this Man United side, you can see they've got Zapata up front, Rashford, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Pogba, McTominay, Jones and Maguire at centre-back. Phil Jones getting a run out today. That could be very interesting indeed. Sean Dallow at full-back, and I'm assuming that's De Gea in goal. I couldn't quite read that, but we have won the ball. A poor pass from Maguire there, through to Curtis Jones. Can he finish? No, a good save from De Gea there. 2 minutes into this game already. A mistake from the Man United defence, and we nearly pounce on it. And there's going to be a free kick for the edge of the box. This is surely going to be a goal from Luis Suarez, 18 yards out, 5 men in the wall, and he curls that in. No chance for De Gea at all there. De Gea was really far over in his goal, I thought. No chance of him getting over, and Luis Suarez gets his 16th goal of this season. Look at that. I mean, it's right in the corner. Even if he was stood at that side of the goal, I don't think he'd have got to it. Right in the corner. We're at 1-0 here. Need to hold on if we obviously concede goals. I'm not sure if there's away goals or not in the Carabao Cup, but we were 0-0 in the first leg, so we don't have any away goals of our own. Just win the match, and we know we should be fine. Chamberlain on this right-hand side now loses the ball, and Phil Jones plays it to Shaw and Rashford, and forward to Duvan Zapata. And Henderson wins that ball back well. Alexander-Arnold over to Milner now, and Divock Origi, and possibly his last game for us on this left-hand side. Loses the ball to McTominay, but he wins it back. Finds Suarez with it. Suarez back to Milner. Oh, and what a goal from James Milner. An assist from Luis Suarez. And Milner gets his 5th of the season. What a cracking finish that was into that right-hand side of the goal. Well won back from Origi. Forward to Suarez. The ball played back into Milner, who's just unmarked. First time shot in that right hand side of the goal. No chance for De Gea. 2 cracking finishes so far. And after 15 minutes, we are leading this game at 2-0. And well, there's been a couple of highlights, a couple of goals, and we're just getting toward the end of this first half. And there's going to be another highlight. There is indeed. Let's see if we can score from this one and go up 3-0. Virgil van Dijk comes forward with the ball, finds Milner, out to Origi on this left-hand side. Will he cross it? And he does at the back post. It's Oxlade-Chamberlain. The ball comes back to Origi now, and Origi finds Milner, and back to Origi and Milner, and they're just keeping the ball between them, and Maguire eventually gets that ball intercepted and clears it away, but it's only come as far as Virgil van Dijk. Henderson now with it, back to Virgil van Dijk and Milner, and Alexander-Arnold's through to Chamberlain. Can he finish? Oh, he's missed it. One-on-one with the keeper, and he's dragged that wide, and we are only going to be leading 2-0 as we go into the half. That should have been a goal right at the end of that first half from Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it was just dragged wide. A poor effort from him. We've played an hour now, and Luis Suarez is looking a little bit tired out there, so we'll bring on Jota for him up front. We'll take off Henderson as well and bring Fabinho on to play in that holding midfield role. Fabinho's normally the man that's there anyway, so on he comes and he can hopefully do just as good a job as Henderson been doing, but Van Dijk did not mark Ronaldo very well there in front of the goalkeeper, and Ronaldo managed to tuck in that ball. You see the ball was crossed in there, Cavani unmarked, and Ronaldo managed to get away for Van Dijk and tuck that in after the ball was headed back across the goal. And we are only leading 2-1 now with 20 minutes to go. Hopefully we can just about hold on. Fabinho's already picked up a yellow card. He's only been on the field for about 10 minutes. Here we go. Just about 5 minutes to go in this game. And we had the ball on the left-hand side here. Jota back to Tsimikas now. And Tsimikas plays it forward toward Jota, but it's intercepted by Dalot. And he found Ronaldo and got the ball back. And Lingard to McTominay. Switches the play over to Rashford here. Back to Shaw now. Shaw being challenged by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Matic forward. Trent intercepts that pass. And Oxlade-Chamberlain switches the play. Just straight to Maguire though, and he's now with McTominay, and Ronaldo's played the ball back with Dalot, and they're keeping it on that right hand side. Is he going to swing this ball in? Dalot, no, he finds Ronaldo with it now, loses it, and Origi clears the ball away. Curtis Jones flicks it on, Phil Jones heads it back in, and Rashford plays it to Lingard, and Cavani who hits it, and that is 2-2 now. Goodness me, what a finish from Cavani. And if there are away goals, it means we are going out at the moment. We're going to have to try and find ourselves another goal, and that's exactly what I'm going to try to do here with this last change. Bobby Firmino, who hasn't scored yet this season, he can come on up front. We'll move Jota out to the right hand side, and we're going to demand some more for the last 5 minutes, and let's see if somehow we can maybe get a winner here. As time ticks down, we've dominated it, and there are no away goals because you can see from the top left we're going to extra time. That's good. We dominated the end of that half there, lots and lots of shots after it went to 2-2, but unfortunately it was not good enough, and it's taken us to extra time now, which is an extra 30 minutes of football we really don't need to be playing or want to be playing, to be honest. There's a lot of tired legs out there, and they're going to have to keep playing here. Origi with it now into Curtis Jones, finds Alexander-Arnold through to Jota. Can he finish? Yes, he can. It's 5th goal of the season, assisted by Alexander-Arnold. And we lead 3-2 now, 5 minutes into this extra time period. This is working so well, having Alexander-Arnold as an inverted wing back. He just comes in and plays in the midfield there. The winger just doesn't track him back. In this instance, Rashford. If he was staying wide, Alexander-Arnold, Rashford might be coming back with him in the line, but certainly he's not going to come in to play in the middle of midfield with him. It gives us a bit of an overload in there. You can see he threaded the ball through to Jota, and Jota manages to tuck that one away. And just as I was complimenting Alexander-Arnold, he's picked up a foot injury, so we'll bring on Dani Alves for him to play on that right hand side. Dani Alves now also kind of appears to have transitioned to a bit of a holding midfield player as well when you look at the positions he can play, so playing as that inverted wing back will work very well for him. Playing at right back, which is his, obviously historically his position, but also coming in field to play in central midfield, where he's kind of started to change his game to, it looks like, at least other positions you can play on Football Manager here. The time is ticking down, and there's just a couple of minutes left in extra time, and Man United had a chance there, but we've cleared the ball away. Can we get a fourth to surely secure the win here? Bobby Firmino down the right hand side plays it over to Fabinho, and Jota back to Jones, and Fabinho and Dani Alves playing in the middle there. You can see Milner, Origi, Milner back to Fabinho and Curtis Jones. And Curtis Jones goes down this right-hand side, and can he cross the ball in? He does to Origi at the back post, and Origi's got himself his 3rd goal of the season. He's hardly played. He's got a few goals. He's going to be out on his way to PSG, it looks like, later on in this window. But what a way to possibly say goodbye to Liverpool by getting himself on the score sheet here to surely win this semi-final for us and get us to the final of the Carabao Cup. But you never know. There's a minute to go plus a minute added on, and Man United have a chance here. Dalot plays it to Matic and gets it back now. He switches to play to Ronaldo, who's in behind Tsimikas there. Ronaldo plays it back to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka swings it in. It's held on to by Alisson. And hopefully, I had a hiccup there, I apologise, we can see out the rest of this game. He pushes the defenders forward. He launches it long to Origi on the left-hand side. There's space in the middle. If he wants to find Firmino, he does. Firmino back to Origi. It's back to Tsimikas. Into Firmino. Can he get his first goal? No, he plays it to Alves. And Diogo Jota is off the frame of the goal. Goodness me, that was nearly a fifth. Milner hits it. Oh, it's a great save by De Gea. Oh, we're putting on the pressure here, even though we're already up 4-2. We don't need to be putting on the pressure. We're doing it anyway. Milner swings in the ball and Van Dijk heads it over, and that should be the end of the game. And it should be a 4-2 victory here in this second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final for us after that 0-0 draw at home. They're just passing the ball about now, Man United. They know they don't have a chance, and that's the final whistle gone after extra time. Goals from Suarez, Milner, Jota and Origi put us ahead here. And we have won that game 4-2. What a game that was. What a finish to it. After being 2-0 up and throwing away a 2-goal lead, we managed to get those 2 goals in extra time. And we are through to the final. And who is it we play? I don't know. Let's see if we can find out. From here, Leicester are still playing up against Chelsea. I imagine their second leg will be tomorrow night. Is that the case? Yes, it is. They're 3-3 after that first leg. So either of those teams still have a chance of getting there to the final. And I think if we look at the schedule, that might be when we come back. If we scroll down, I don't know exactly when the final appears, but there it is. It's at the end of February. We're not going to come back then because we're going to come back for the game against PSG, obviously. That's going to be a cracking game. So we'll be back just after the January transfer window. We'll play against Wolves and PSG in the next episode. We'll let you know of any transfer goings-ons that have happened, both ins and outs, if we make any of those. And you know what? I'm just about caught back up with my breath. I was out of breath a little bit there. There was a lot to talk about. But I've just about caught back up and caught my breath. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like on it. It really does help us out. I know I say that all the time, but it really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next one, when we play up against Wolves and we play our first knockout round in the Champions League against PSG away at the Parc des Princes. We'll see you then.